Mookie Betts nowhere to be seen on that graphic, but the race between them has been really good this season. Take a look at the comparison between Betts and Acuña. You take a look at it, 335 batting average to 316. The on-base, a slight edge to Acuña. Slugging percentage, the edge to Mookie Betts. The overall OPS, the edge to Betts there as well. And so interesting to take a look at those numbers. And I've got another number that I want to sort of get people to look at. I've been waiting to break this out a little bit, and it's called BOPS. OPS is great. It gives you on-base and slugging percentage, but it doesn't take into account base running. So I've got base running OPS. Look at Ronald Acuña Jr. and Mookie Betts. Stolen bases, Acuña had 63 stolen bases, 11 caught stealing, a plus 52 net. For Betts, a plus 7 net stolen bases. Extra bases taken, Betts a slight edge over Acuña. But the way I look at it is these extra bases should be part of the slugging percentage calculation for a player. Remember, slugging percentage is total bases divided by at-bats. You add in the stolen bases, the extra bases taken, and it gives you a better indicator of the total bases for the player, and therefore you look at the differential as to what it did to the OPS overall. Remember, Betts was ahead at 1,025 compared to 994 for Acuña. Look at the difference when you take into account the 52 stolen bases and the 29 extra bases taken for Acuña. It propels him in front of Mookie Betts right now, and I think that's a way to maybe look at these players in a bit different way. And so this is a show for the thinking fan. And Ruben, you take a look at these numbers, and on-base and slugging is great. How often you get on, and what damage do you do with the bat slugging? But it doesn't take into account base running. And for this year in that MVP race, Acuña stands out significantly with the base running. This, I think, helps differentiate those two players.
Yeah, for years we've valuing base running and defense. And as far as I'm concerned, I think it's really important for that to be part of the process. And defense as well. I mean, to me, I think the separator for me between these two guys, and they're two tremendous players. My thing is this. If you were to take Mookie Betts out of that lineup from the Dodgers, I believe that team would be dead in the water. If you take Acuña out of that lineup, out of the Atlanta Braves lineup, they're so deep. They have so much depth that they'll be able to handle that. That's why I think Mookie Betts has a slight edge over him, and the defense makes it pretty different as well, even though Acuña is a pretty solid defender as well.
So that to me sounds like Betts should be the Willie Stargell Award winner, and Acuña should be the MVP.
Right. I love that. There was one other thing in that chart that I think that is really cool, which is Mookie Betts is one heck of a base runner. Right? He's not stealing bases like Ronald Acuña is, but he's one heck of a base runner. And I love the idea of bringing in some extra bases into OPS. I mean, the thing about slugging, of course, it doesn't include walks either. There are a lot of things that it doesn't include. I think WAR does a pretty decent job of looking at some of these things. And, right now, both in Fangraphs and in Baseball Reference, WAR, Mookie Betts is a little bit ahead. And I think defense is the reason. I mean, offensively, pretty close. I think you can make an argument for either guy. Defensively, I don't think you can make an argument for either guy. Mookie Betts is one of the best we've ever seen out in right field. He can play shortstop. He can play second base. Acuña's, so-so. Numbers are not that great defensively. That's a big difference.
The on-base percentage should capture the walks, I think, as we go through it. How do you see this?
I mean, the defensive versatility in particular that Mookie brought to this year, I do think is really compelling. Not to get, too pedantic with this whole idea of valuable that people sometimes fall down that rabbit hole, but I think it's true. The way that he stepped up for his team when they needed an infielder and provided value at that position that they wouldn't otherwise be getting and allowed sort of other players to provide value elsewhere is really compelling. I thought this was interesting, something that almost never comes up when we compare these two. Ronald Acuña Jr. is second in plate appearances in Major League Baseball this year, second only to Marcus Semien. That's compelling to me. I mean, he is out there every day, and that's why he's racking up, of course, all of these round numbers with the stolen bases and the home runs even. But I think that that's something that we should sort of take into account. Not to say that Mookie Betts is any slouch who's taking days off or whatever, but I kind of give the edge right now to Acuña just because I do think this is the year of the stolen base, and he's leading that charge, which I think some people have said, well, he gets a little bit of a handicap on that stolen bases or a reverse handicap because everyone's stealing more this year, but he's stealing the most more, and he's proving the value that, to your point, the value that running can. I mean, You were saying how, like, well, Mookie Betts, all those extra bases taken, then maybe he should try to steal more if he's got that speed.
Yeah, he hasn't stolen nearly as much as we've seen him in the past. I think the other thing for Acuña is the first inning impact this year. Highest on-base percentage, most runs scored, and the Braves and their domination in the first inning sets a tone for the rest of the way.